All right, we back with part two with my homie Red sings the blues. All right, let's get right
Uh,
into it.
yeah. Well, let's talk about what Fatal J was talking about because I was
Yeah.
like, well, Fatal J, I agree, then I also disagree. All right, so
Okay.
let's talk about the well. All right, let's talk about like all right, the elephant in the room is all of the guys that are suffering right now with their channels.
Mhm.
I can't speak on that myself because I think 24 hours ago, my s- I'm not even joking, dude. I have not posted anything within a month. Almost. I'm
Mhm.
still editing my video. And yet, dude, I went from 2K every 24 hours to around 3K and
Nice.
4K.
Nice.
I did nothing. I swear to you, I did nothing. My videos have been like so my that Deke video that I had
Yeah.
that's pretty much a year old, it was like in the hundreds. I don't know how, I don't know what YouTube was doing, but that shit just went up 500, 400
Mhm.
views a minute. I'm like, how the hell did he do that?
That's what's up.
You know, like I'm like, what? So I guess into to some avail, right? To some avail, I guess YouTube is doing it's like, all right, what small creators are not as political and we can promote.
Yeah.
Guess I was one of them. You know, because I don't like you know, like I said, man, if I'm gonna do a YouTube channel, an entertainment channel, a strict entertainment channel, I'm gonna be as apolitical as possible. And the thing about it is that I've been getting comments from people about my channel and being like, "Yo, this is the greatest video I ever watched that is not political."
Okay.
I'm shit like right hand, left hand of God. They've been saying that about my channel.
Good.
They've been saying, "I like that you are very apolitical. You talk about you don't put your politics into it. You don't
Mhm.
put your, you don't put your personal I mean, I do have my personal opinions,
Mhm.
but it's not from a place of, oh, it's woke and everything got woke and all this other stuff. Like nobody gives a shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like nobody cares that okay, to an avail, have things gotten woke to a certain extent. But nowadays, I'm gonna say to liberals and conservatives, culture war don't mean shit no more.
Okay.
Culture war means nothing. I don't care where you are on the political spectrum. Means nothing because the fact of the matter is that what I've been getting from a lot of people, right, is the fact of this: people want to have entertainment that is very apolitical. Then when you give it to people, then it's like they put their own political spin or comment on it
Mhm.
to a point where you missed it. You missed the whole point of why you were fighting this culture, this quote unquote culture war in the first place.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So to like to Fatal J's point, when you saw the Nerdrotics, the Ryan Kennels, the Jeremy from the Quarterings, those guys were a part of the Gamergate era. So this was during like so if you remember, if you I don't know if you were there, but this was during the time when you had the female Ghostbusters and you had the Brie Larsons
2016.
making
Yes.
the
Yeah. 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 I remember. Yeah. Yeah.
you, you had those like that. That was 2016 in a nutshell. That's why Trump got in. Trump got it. It wasn't just because of Gamergate, but just the whole landscape of what was going on during
Mhm.
that time.
Mhm.
You know? Yeah, I agree with Club Fortune. It is about like people wanted. The problem was is that people wanted to escape, and politics was getting
In
into
the right.
entertainment so much. And then when you try to get people out of politics and actually try to teach them something, then it turns into, oh well see, this is what like I can give you a prime example. So I did talk about Gamergate, but I'm not Gamergate, G4, but I didn't talk about G4 on like a political standpoint. I talked about it on a company standpoint, and people made it about
Made it political.
politics.
Yeah.
They made it political.
Right.
So to a certain to what I can say to that is although you want it the way that it used to be, you are so brainwashed to a point where you can't enjoy it.
Hmm.
That's what I can say to that.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
you have to put your politics into everything because that's all you got.
Is that a conscious effort that they're doing, or they just don't even know that they're doing it at that point?
I just think that people are so, just I guess too far gone that they don't understand that they are doing it.
Okay.
They're doing it without even noticing that they're doing
Right.
it.
Right. Right. Okay.
And I
Yeah.
guess it's because of I guess it's because of people's, prior, like it's been however long they're on social media. It
Hmm.
could be what they're watching and what they're consuming,
Hmm.
and taking on the I guess taking on the message, because it's on both sides. You could say the left has a message and the right has a message,
Hmm.
and they're taking those messages and making it them. You know, like, I don't care, like, for example, like the Miles Morales thing. When people were, complaining about Miles Morales, I said, "You know what? You know what? Imma watch this, right?"
Hmm.
And then my lady likes, the Miles Mor she likes actually the Spider we went to the Spider-Verse, we watched the Spider-Verse together, and I actually said, "You know what? I like Miles Morales.
Yeah.
I actually like it. I don't know what people are talking about," you know?
My thing is, from when it was first introduced in the comics to now, we're talking what, 20 plus years. Like, it took a couple decades for people to kind of warm up to the idea that he's not a replacement for Peter Parker. He's his own entity. It's not trying to replace everybody's beloved, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Like, let him be his own person. And I think that, once again, you got to salute Amy Pascal for how she's treated the character. She's protected the character and let the character flourish on its own, under its own merits. And it's just now getting to the point where, now, okay, people celebrate Miles Morales for him being him, and it's like, what? Look
Right.
how long it took for it to get to that point.
Well, I mean, it's just I think it's people's preconceived notions.
Right.
When people again, because Gamergate was so impactful to the social fabric of the internet,
Mm-hmm.
that it kind of ruined people on how they see entertainment,
Okay.
you know? And I'm gonna say this now. I'm gonna say this now. Urban urban men that were in those spaces, right? And urban men that were in those spaces were doing a lot of twerking. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
they were doing a lot of twerking, and I agree. And I think what Fatal J left out, but what I'll say it for him, they were doing a lot of twerking for when Miles Morales was getting his ass handed to him in 2016 to 2017 to 2018. Then it got silent when they started, making more racial jokes after the whole George Floyd thing, right?
Right.
Then it wasn't cool no more.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, you had, like the Eric Julys and the man, who else? Who else can I point out that be, Tyrone Magnus? He's another one. You know that dude. Damn, there's another one, man. There's a few of them, but at the time, and I guess it goes into like the whole chase and fame thing, right? They
Okay.
wanted to be fit. They wanted that smoke at that time. They
Mm-hmm.
wanted to have, but I guess progressing, right? It's not as lucrative as it is now.
Okay.
It was lucrative then, but it's not lucrative now. Okay. And the reason why it's not lucrative now is because now you guys are on top. Now you guys are you guys the culture war was against the left. Now you guys have the ropes. So now what are you doing?
See, now, okay, everybody agrees Tyrone Magnus, Jody's Corner, he's another one. But no, wait,
Yeah.
I like Verbal Riot. If so, Verbal Riot's bad
Verbal
too.
Riot. Yeah, Verbal Riot's
Oh,
another one. Yeah, he
listen.
another
I tried to reach out to him and get him on so I can interview him. Oh, come on.
he another
Oh, he's
booty
bad too.
he another booty shaker, yes.
Are you serious?
He another booty
Oh,
shaker, yep. He another
I
booty
just
shaker.
discovered him like 2 weeks ago.
He another booty shaker.
Are you
He another,
serious right now?
and it's these dude. I
Damn.
man, these dudes will twerk for they will twerk for pennies at this point. And I
Oh
think
my god.
these dudes will twerk for pennies. I tell you, man. And this was like I listen. I was upset. You know what? I'm gonna say this, man. When I was Red Sings the Blues and I came across them and I actually hit them up for interviews, dude, trust me, not even worth it.
Okay.
Not even worth it. You know. Yeah, I would say yeah. Tyrone Magnus does play it safe, but he wants to let it out. He wants to let it out. But I think because he saw, Eric July, he saw what happened to Eric July. That's why he's playing it safe. Because
Yeah, but
Eric July's channel is dead, man.
but okay, as far as Eric July's channel, how much did his comic books play into that as a factor with his channel? Because I think he failed to separate the two, the politics from the business of running his brand, his book per se. So are they even in the same? You know?
Well, because I would say Eric July ran off of the basis of anti woke, right? That
Right.
was his whole premise. Even though he didn't want to say it like that, he tried to say it in the most like, I guess, the most eloquent way, in the most like lyrical, satirical way. I guess you could
Okay.
say in your
Okay.
words, lyrical, satirical way. He said it like that, but it came, but the white boys who were funding his channel came to him because he said that stuff, because he was anti woke, and he pretty much ran on the basis of being independent, which to a certain extent is anti woke, right? He wanted to take that stance and say, I'm going to do something that is not like Hollywood, that is not like the comic book industry, and make my
Mm-hmm.
own thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he did that. And I give kudos to it. But the problem was, and the problem still is that everybody knows Eric July. But okay, before I even get into that, he put Rippaverse on not only the Blaze but Fox News. He put his brand in right wing politics.
Yeah, that's. I don't think that's something that I don't think that was a mistake. I believe.
That was a mistake. Like somebody who would have done PR for him, I would have said to him, "Yo, don't put your face on Fox News. Don't do it." But he did anyway. He did it on the Blaze. He did it on every right wing channel. Now he's stuck.
Okay, are there any urban brothers at their level that you feel has not bent the knee?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Oh my god,
That is
there's
actually
no.
a good question. That in and of itself is a good question, because who do I like? Because that it's a loaded question, and it's a question I'm gonna say so I can't answer, because it's just more or less like who hasn't saw thousands upon thousands of people in your live streams, who hasn't saw like who hasn't saw their name go up in subscriber count, algorithm, all that stuff. Who hasn't want like everybody during that time, during the Gamergate time, it was I would say in the beginning, it was a camaraderie, but then it
Okay,
became a whose name is bigger, whose name is in the lights, who can push our message. That's what it became.
damn, I remember that. I just never got into it because I'm like, what is this? And then yeah, you did a G4 video, and then the girl, she was talking crazy about G4, and because I saw your videos. Mr. H was. I mean, it was. I mean, scores of people were just that was all that was the entire wave of content was Gamergate, and I'm like, what is this madness? And I never really went down that rabbit hole until like years later. Then I was like, oh wow, okay, that's crazy.
Yeah, but I mean that Gamergate is the reason why you see Eric July, Neurotic, Jeremy from the Quartering, Ryan Kennel. That's why you see those guys. That's why their name is so prevalent in that space. That had it not been for Gamergate, nobody would know them at all.
Do you think they lack the ability to pivot?
Oh, 100%. 100%. Like Yellow Flash is a great example. All right, he has this comic book called The Golden Patriot.
I see. I seen it. I was just like, okay, tell me
Hot
what you're saying.
garbage. It is hot garbage. So here's what I can say to this, right? Although Fatal J said, he said to, they better get wise, they better straighten up and pivot. It's too late for them. It's too late. I say that not because, I'm the king of pivot and all this other stuff. I say that from a standpoint of they should have been pivoted.
Mm-hmm.
They should have been had comic books. They should have had their thing when they were blowing up. They should have been done that. The only thing people know them for, they had the power in their hands. They could have been had something that competed on a grand scale of Hollywood. They could have had that.
Mm-hmm.
But they chose to stay in the realm of everything is woke, everything is this, everything is that, blame the white man, all this other bullshit. And now they're only known for that. That's how they get their bread and butter.
Okay. When you say it like that, I understand. So they pretty much painted. Go ahead.
Okay.
No, it just seems like they painted themselves into a corner they can't get out of it unless.
Yeah. They painted them. Yeah, they put themselves in a box. Once you put yourself in a box, you can't get out. You can try to get out of it. Eric tried. Eric July tried. I know Corey's in the. I know Corey in the clouds being like, y'all were too hard on Eric July. No, Corey. We have. This is an explanation to potential people who want to get into YouTube or content creation. If you have the power in your hand, right? If you have it in the palm of your hand, the best thing for you to do is to pivot when you have the power, not when you're coming all the way down. Not when you're struggling, when you had thousands upon thousands of views, thousands of people in your live streams. That's the time to do it. Hey, I got a comic book coming out. I got this and that. We're gonna do this the right way, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they failed to do so. Or in Eric July's case, he did it too late.
Okay, I was gonna say I think he did it too late.
He did it too late. When he was talking shit about Miles Morales, he should have been had ice on. That was the time. Not 3 years after the fact.
Why was he? What would he have bad to say about Miles Morales? Like what?
At the time when you didn't see that video?
I'm so late. I'm so behind.
So during that time when Miles Morales had his first movie, Eric July said out of his mouth, right, that Miles Morales was irrelevant to the Spider-Man brand. That's what he said out of his mouth.
Oh,
that's
that
what
movie's a classic.
Said out of his mouth.
That movie's a classic.
That's what he said out of his mouth. Because I'll never forget it. That's what brought him to fame. That's what brought him to fame. When everybody else was doing all of their, Miles Morales videos and all that other stuff. It was, we got Eric July, he's a black man and all this other stuff. That's how he blew up.
By trashing a black character. Wow.
Mm-hmm. That's what he did.
Wow. So is your own. That's crazy. I did not know none of this.
Man, see, if you're gonna do YouTube history, you gotta know your YouTube history.
See, now, and see, that's fucked up because I'm sitting here thinking everybody's being too hard on Eric now. Like now, I'm just like, you know what? Nah, y'all got it. Weapons free on him.
No, he said no, and it's not. I'm not lying on him. I would never lie to you or the audience. Eric July did say that when it came down to, this was the same time as Black Lives Matter and all this other stuff. Miles Morales, he said that out of his own mouth.
That's
he was doing that. he was doing the booty shaking too, you know, and and that blew him to prominence. You know, he was on the Geeks and Gamers, the Neurotic panels. Everybody wanted him on his on the channel. That's when he then started to do the monetize your haters.
I remember that.
That
I
blew up.
remember that. Okay.
And everybody wanted to see Eric July go up against liberals and comic book people and all this other. I was there. I was there because I was watching it.
Damn, man.
So to the question it'd be who didn't want a booty shake for the neurotics and all them other guys.
Oh
It'd
my
be your own people.
This shit is depressing, man.
I tell you, man. I mean, to me, but it's just, I guess when I thought about it, when you were talking about chasing fame, I mean, fame is a hell of a drug. I tell you that, man.
Yeah.
I think about it. I think about it as for me, right? When I do my channel, I'm not trying to chase fame. I don't care about it. You know, I'm just trying to, be financial. I would like my channel to make money and I don't have to worry about a damn thing, right? You know, if people want to collaborate with me, we going to collaborate. You know, let's split the profits,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and keep it moving. That's how I do business now versus business then, right? Then oh god, I do remember, yeah, Eric July versus Jody's Corner.
I
That I
don't
was there. I
really.
reviewed it. I was
Jeezy,
there. I reviewed
Pete.
it. Dude, Red Sings the Blue. I'll tell you that, man. Look, I was getting hundreds upon hundreds of people subscribed to my channel because I reviewed that whole live stream, dude. Dude, there were hundreds of people coming to my channel because of that, man.
Yeah, I came across Jody a few months back, and I was like, nah, I can't with this guy because I'm like, it just feels shillery, like
Yeah.
it feels like, you feel like it feels like corporate lackey. Like I just can't, man. I get your coins, and I think the ultimate goal is corporate sponsorship, but if it's impacting your voice, then it's like, okay, well, now you're just a voice for the industry. Like if that's what you want, cool, but I can't take you serious with your opinions moving forward.
Yeah. And I think, to that extent, when I guess again, when I'll go back to Gamergate. When Gamergate happened, it was a great opportunity. The greatest opportunity to stick it to the people that have been in Hollywood ruining everything, right? And the fact of the matter is that they wanted to be Hollywood. Whether or not they want to say it or not, the
Yeah,
people that hate Hollywood want to be a part of it.
yeah, I
Everybody,
agree.
like come on, man. Like, all right, Hollywood this, Hollywood that, Hollywood's woke, all this other stuff. But then when you do see their ideas in the market of ideas, in the marketplace of ideas, they can't compete.
Hmm.
There's a reason what I'll make a video one of these days. There's a reason why new ideas usually never get off the ground because the people that like these ideas, people are fickle. Okay,
Extremely. Yeah.
people want new ideas, but they don't want to fund new ideas. People
Hmm.
don't like the old ideas, but are too nostalgic and too pussy to make new ideas.
Hmm.
It's as simple as that. I mean, what else can I say? I mean, new ideas to me, I aim to make my new ideas. I aim to make, screenplays and stuff like that. I make new ideas because I'm tired of the shit that I'm watching. At some
Hmm.
point, an artist has to get to a point where, damn, I'm getting tired. I'm getting tired of these making the same thing. But again, it's up to the people.
Okay, that's what I guess we had tackled that question before. I wanted to ask it again because who do you blame, the content creator or those that consume the content? Because I would think at some point the market would be like, okay, it's getting a little long in the tooth. Give us something different now. You know?
Yeah, well, it's on both sides. So when Fatal J was talking to me about when Fatal J was here, and he was talking about how the guys that are down that street, right? They're on the north side of the street, not the south side of the street. The guys on the north side of the street. They talking about how they're losing subscribers and how because I be in the DMs sometimes, I be in the clouds and I be laughing at it. They're like, man, I've been making the videos and all I get is 100 views, or I get only 2 to 3,000 views, and nobody's watching my streams like they used to. They ain't donating like they used to.
Mm-hmm.
Economic wise, I don't think everybody is going to, I guess be pay pigs to a bunch of hateful content so much, right? That's number
Right.
one.
Right.
Number two, um, if you have a channel that is literally the same thing as somebody else's channel, you're not trying to compete, right? You're just trying to be in the circle jerk at
Okay.
that point.
Okay.
You're in a you're in a you're in a sphere where you guys circle jerk off of the fact that Hollywood is woke. Okay, sure. Okay, Hollywood is woke. Now what?
Right.
They got nothing. And even if they do have ideas, their ideas are terrible. Okay, ISOM's a good factor, right? ISOM is number one. Golden Patriots number two. Yeah, wow. This is how I know most of these guys have zero ideas. Neurotic did not even come up with a goddamn comic book. All right, he came up with a whole a bibliography on himself.
Well, let me. I guess I'm gonna be a little bit more diplomatic. I respect anybody that attempts to create something and put it out there for the world to critique, because that's a very scary thing to do. And
Right.
you would hope that it's well received, and people aren't too harsh with your content. So for that, I can't give nothing but respect for that. Just to creatively expose yourself and be vulnerable with strangers, and have them just like openly critique your stuff. So for that, I give everybody the ultimate nod of respect for that. Whether it's trash or not, I mean, I guess it's really subjective to certain extents, and if it resonates more with the people than not, then that's awesome. If not, then just, I guess, go back to the drawing board and try it again, and figure out what did work and what didn't work. But I would never knock anybody that exposes, that makes themselves vulnerable on the creative side. But
Yeah.
the Golden Patriot does not register to me, does not resonate with me, because whoever you made that, it's not for me and my ilk. You made that for your people, which is fine. So I would have no reason to review or purchase the Golden Patriot, because the first thing you put the Patriot, I'm like, what? Who? Patriot? What are we talking about?
So it's just like to me. It's like if Power Ranger met Captain America.
See, and yeah, I don't resonate with Captain America. Hell, I honestly, I barely resonate with Superman, because you talking about truth, justice, and the American way. America has some dark history.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm just like, well, you're kind of losing me with this crap, man. Like, I mean,
yeah, I'm like, which
yeah,
America are you talking about? Yeah, okay,
it's
okay.
like, okay, yeah, sure, why not? But again, it goes back to, I think these guys don't. I guess fame, having your name in lights, making a million subs and all that stuff. Listen, like I said this before, man. When I get to 100,000 subscribers on my other channel, I'm good, man. I'm coasting. Like I'll have my YouTube plaque on that wall. Be like, oh well, I mean, I'm cool. Like I
Yeah.
don't. I mean, if I go to if I go to a million, all right, cool, that's fine too. But I use my channel as as an encyclopedia. One of these days, I'm not going to be here anymore, right?
Right,
But
right.
while I'm still kicking and I'm still alive, I'm gonna make videos on all of the entertainment as I physically can,
Okay.
right? That's the goal of my channel. I don't care enough to be famous, period, right? But what I do care about is making money on my channel. That's number one. Number
Mm-hmm.
two, making sure that it becomes a financial, like when I don't know, if I am old and shit, at least my channel is making money. I never have to worry about where my next check is gonna come from. That shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like my videos that have done numbers upon numbers upon numbers, you know, it's still making money, right?
Yeah.
That's what it's all about for me because that's how I see YouTube. That's how I see, you know, my creations, right? The stuff that, you know, people grew up on or people still watch or people still want to know about. That's what that's what that's what it's all about for me. You know, that's why I utilize the knowledge that I gather for everybody else to consume,
Mhm.
right? So that's how I think about it. But in many cases, I just think that, you know, for other people it's something different. You know, people live miserable lives or people just live, you know, like I mean, for me, listen, I come from a artsy town, right? But I've understood to make passive income, right? I'm not saying I struggled, but you know, like I mean, look, listen, middle class, you know, it can either go one or two ways, right? But I've realized, you know, if we're talking about, you know, generational wealth and all this other stuff, okay, that's one of them.
Mhm.
Okay, that's me, right? But when it comes down to other people, they've been, I don't know, maybe they've been bullied or had their heads stuck in toilets by other people, or they've been rejected by women so much so. And I'm not talking about the space down the street. I'm talking about the guys up north, right? You can tell that these guys have had their heads in toilets and stuff like that. They have been nerds in high school to a point where
Oh my
is
god.
YouTube is their, you know, like they're like they're lick back,
It's
you know,
Revenge of the Nerds. Yes.
Revenge of the Nerds. This is them saying that this is Revenge of the Nerds. This is their time, right? But then again, what a lot of people seem to not understand about their channels is that your time does come to an end,
Hmm.
right? And you have to figure it out before that time comes to an end. That's what I figured out, and now I'm doing a lot better, dude. I I don't know how YouTube came across my videos and, you know, the algorithm. I don't know how it works, but I was doing 2,000, 1,000 every 24 hours, and my shit just got gone right back up to 3,000. I don't know how. I don't know what's going on.
Don't
But what
question it.
I understand,
Yeah.
but what I understand is that my videos reach people because they grew up with this stuff, and that's why I continue to make it, right? But that I don't like I said, I don't care about the fame. Accomplishments, yes, these are accomplishments to me, but to myself, it's passive income. You
Hmm.
know, I listen. We got to pay the bills somehow. So on top of my day job, this is second line of income. But for many people, this is their full time job. Nothing. Again, nothing against it. But if you don't see it as a, you know, if you don't see it as a business, if you don't see it as passive income,
Hmm.
you're gonna get left behind real quick.
Bruh, you know what's funny? I don't want to say names, but I'll say a name. Going directly to your point, when I see people's channels that are demonetized, like, so in my algorithm, whatever, I was scrolling, I was doom scrolling, just stuff, and I saw Red Supreme, and he had 1,000 people in the box,
Mhm.
but his channel's demonetized.
Oh, ouch. Ouch.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So I'm
Yeah.
sitting, and I've shot him messages before. I'm like, bro, just scrub your channel and get in compliance. And he never responded. I don't expect him to respond to me, but you had 1,000 people watching you today, and it's demonetized. His channel's been demonetized going on two years now. I know that feeling because I've gone years being demonetized, and until I made a conscious effort to be like, you know what, all right, let me play ball because this is a waste of time if I can't make money off of it. But I was just like,
Yeah.
this is a waste, bro. Like you're wasting, you know. But
Yeah, I mean, like again, and again, they're gonna start cracking down on channels again. And I know for a fact that my channel is playing it safe, and a lot of people be like, I know. AM1 was like, "Well, you playing it safe. Your channel's just playing it safe.
Yeah.
It's making money though.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I played it. I'm playing it safe. But again, this is me adapting to. Well, YouTube is gonna crack down on another Red Sings the Blues channel, so I had like it's either adapt, make your money, or try to do the exact same thing. And I I can't listen. I'm not going back to listen. I remember the day I got demonetized. You know what day that was? Juneteenth.
The irony of it.
The irony of all of this shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
But again, I say to a lot of even with Angry Man, I guess I'll leave it with Angry Man. I'm gonna land this plane on Angry Man. Like I said, man, I still don't understand. Why would you go okay? And it
Biggest
kind of
bag
goes into
fumble ever.
the biggest bag fumble. Just I listen. I'm gonna go to my grave and be like, God or higher power, can you please explain to me how you go from anime making mortgage payment super chats to Fox Soul? Can you explain to me this? Because I don't understand it. I went from social commentary to entertainment documentary. I went from Chitlin Circuit to moving on up.
Yeah.
I, I I don't know how you do that shit backwards. How do you hustle backwards? I don't know. I don't understand it
Yeah.
because me personally, I can't see myself on Fox Soul. I can't see myself on No Jumper. Can barely see myself on Tim Pool. Can't see myself on. I can't see
What?
myself
y- y-
on
The
what was it? Whatever podcast. Okay.
the only way I would see that happening is if you're on your way up, not when you're pretty much this is all you got. Those are places you should go on your way up on your ascension, not when you pretty much hit your ceiling and this is the best you can do. I don't know.
It's just like I don't fame to me. I listen. I hate people. I really do not like people. Okay, I guess I'm a cancer like that. I guess. I mean, my birthday's coming up, but I just do not like people like that. So I can't see myself being famous for the life of me. I would never want that at all, because it's just like you know, in today's day and age, being famous, you have a target. You have more of a target on your back than just being Hollywood famous,
Right. Right.
especially when you can be pinpointed, right?
Yeah.
Y'all don't seem to understand that, like you get pinpointed. People have came up to me when I was Red Sings the Blues and say, "Hey man, you're that Red Sings the Blues guy in New York City." I will never forget it. And I'm like, "Oh man." I was like, "Oh man, I am cooked. Let me get up out of here before I
Yeah.
get even more mad." But that's just it, man. Literally, I have to wear disguises. Like, I literally have to, like, even now, like, I have to wear things that are not, like, I have a specific look on my channel, and
Hmm.
then I have a specific look when it comes to, like, everyday life.
Yeah.
It changes
Yeah.
it changes daily. So people don't know who I am. That's because YouTube is although I love YouTube, it's passive income. It gets scary, like it people be, emailing me, "Hey man, I don't like this video. I did a bit of this and that. Oh, this is woke. You." And I was like, "Yeah, so glad I'm going to Texas soon." And, you everybody going, FAFO, like I'm the bullet's going to say FAFO. All right, so that's just, all I can say is I love my woman and I love my woman and I love my life enough to protect it.
Hey,
So
I listen. If fame is these people's ultimate goal, God bless them. I hope they get what they're asking for and then some. Like, cause I don't want no parts of that shit. That's insane to me. Like, the ability to move around, with freedom, and you know,
Yeah, all I can say to people in the comment section is just stay where you are. Don't be a YouTuber. Don't do it. You don't want this smoke, bro.
yeah, I'm seeing
I
this
should have stayed. I should have
I'm
stayed in
seeing
the
this influx of urban YouTubers. They just go to straight to StreamYard just to run and just yell and scream and bark all day. I'm just like, yeah, no, it's okay. You're not gonna. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, that's what I say. All right, so I guess where do we want to go with that? All right, so Diddy trial. All right, because everybody wants to. I guess it can. It ties into the chase and fame thing.
Okay.
This whole Diddy trial.
Yeah.
Now, I don't. I know you got Diddy fatigue. All right, I know you got the Diddy. I know you got Diddy fatigue. Am I surprised that Diddy got off to a certain extent? No. Um, no, I'm not surprised at all. Is he gonna do time? Unfortunately, he will. Okay. And I'm pretty sure it's gonna be, I don't know, I give it 10, 20 years. All right. Like I don't know. Because I don't think he's gonna get life imprisonment. That's not happening.
No, he beat the charges that required that he was facing life for. So he's looking at the two transportation. They're 10 years apiece, but I think maybe 5 to 7 years, and it would be nice if the
Yeah.
judge gave him 10, like right down the middle. But the
Yeah.
prosecution is asking for consecutive terms and not concurrent. I'm just like, ooh, okay,
Yeah.
so we'll see. Yeah, but
Yeah. And then I guess what I can learn, what I've learned from all of this, and it kind of goes into what you were saying in a short, is that black people, urban folk, they you know what, Sly? I will say this: if anybody calls you a devil worshiper, just bring up P Diddy. P Diddy.
I mean, what the
Anybody call you a devil worshiper, I just say, well, y'all were on P Diddy's dick, so
I'm
I don't
about to
know what
say,
I don't
right,
know what
right, yeah, yeah.
like y'all were on R. Kelly's dick, y'all are on P Diddy's dick, Bill
Mm-hmm.
Cosby's dick. You know what I'm saying? I get it. You know what I'm saying? When it came down to this P Diddy case, I said, all right, facts and evidence. We need all facts and evidence. And the
Yeah.
facts and evidence just did not look good, did not look well. And it just kept on getting worse for P. Diddy. So I just kept on saying, I said, they did it, man. They just throw this, lock him up and just throw away the key. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Just knowing the history of P. Diddy and knowing what he's capable of, I'm just like, it's just, yeah, just come on, man. Like we're really going to sit, we are really going to sit here as a people
Yeah.
and say that's our guy, that's our
Yeah.
latest Rodney King. No, no, no.
Basically.
He had money.
Basically.
He had money, and he knew what he was doing. All right, and that
Yeah.
goes with and if it was anybody, whether it be urban male or urban female with money, they'd be doing the exact same thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Knowing our people, knowing our people, they would be doing the same thing, if not
Mm-hmm.
worse. Okay,
Yeah.
if not worse. So to me, I would say, am I happy for Diddy? No. Am I sad for Diddy? No. Do I care? No. Because this whole time I was like, he's gonna get off to a certain he's gonna get off to a certain extent, and then it would be the usual suspects that will be cheering for it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was right. And I was right. And yeah, the Uncle Ruckus theme was just like, I was just sitting back there just listening to Uncle Ruckus theme, like, yeah.
Well, it's to me it's a little frightening how much more I resonate with Uncle Ruckus every day I spend on this planet. I'm just like I'm just so over us.
Oh, I said, man,
I'm
just give
so
me that
over
Reeve.
us.
I was just like, just give me the Reeve Ligo treatment now. I was just give me that Reeve Ligo treatment, please, because
Even like
our people, cooked, sautéed, flambéed, spit roasted. Just I mean, just seeing like it reminds me of that boon. It reminds me of what Huey literally said in and when R. Kelly got off at that time. He was
Mm-hmm.
like, yes, the justice system does conspire to put a lot of innocent black men in jail, but R. Kelly ain't one of them. All right. You want to free R. Kelly? Go get some help for R. Kelly. Introduce him to some older women. Hide his camcorder. But don't act like the nigga is innocent. Like, even for like, I'm like, yo, you want to free P. Diddy? Go get some help for P. Diddy. Go get him some counseling.
Yeah, yeah,
Hide
yeah.
the baby oil. Like, come on, man. Like, what the hell? Like, we're really like urban folk are looking for the next Rodney King, Emmett Till, George Floyd. Damn, the list goes on. You know, like I'm saying, Trayvon Martin. God, man, like Breonna Taylor, Elijah McClain. Damn, like we looking for it, and I guess you could say to an extent we have been brainwashed, or maybe it's been systemic racism,
Mm-hmm.
and it, like we need to have a leg up to the white man. We want our leg up to the white man so much so, right, that we are willing to put the dregs of society up so that we can say y'all did it, so we can do it too.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
where that's where I have a problem with that.
Right.
That's the problem with me, because it's like, okay, so the white people, they got their own set of problems, and we got ours. But
Mm-hmm.
you're willing to put criminals up, not even the good ones. Malcolm X was an anomaly, right? He was an
Mm-hmm.
anomaly. He was doing all the petty crimes and all that other shit. Got almost life imprisonment for dating a white woman, you know. And then he came up with the Nation of Islam. Okay, that we trying to find our next Malcolm X, right? But we don't want to make it. We don't want to do that again. We want to be, lockstep with after civil rights.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying, like, I'm not, again, I understand what our ancestors fought for, but I will also say our ancestors were going into a burning house whether they saw it or not.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
That's what I can say to the whole Diddy thing. And now that same Diddy was found guilty the same day. What I found very funny is that Diddy was guilty on the same day that the big beautiful the big the big beautiful bill got signed into. I said, man, this is
You
a
want to get into
whole.
that?
It's a shit storm.
Yeah.
For those of you with Snap and Medicaid, and we're good.
Well, yeah. Most people, like I said, most people don't care about anything the feds do or laws being passed until it affects them
Until it,
directly, or it's one of their family members, like close family members. Yeah.
yeah, man, or it's you. Like, people
Yeah.
be like, I don't have Medicaid, and then you paying hundreds if not thousands of dollars because your copay or your benefits got slashed, right?
Well,
Because
what most of us tend to look down on people that's on Medicaid, and it's like that. There's more children on Medicaid than anything, and I
yeah,
know a lot of
like
these people's parents, grandparents are on Medicaid. Like, I don't know why everybody on YouTube is all of a sudden is a millionaire and their income goes up every year. Like, okay, it's not gonna bother you guys. I'm in the Discords and these motherfuckers act like everybody's,
it's not gonna affect me. Yeah,
yeah.
it's not gonna affect me.
I was like, okay, bet. All right, great,
Okay,
great,
cool.
great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, my grandma's on Medicaid to a certain extent. I'm not on an Aetna plan yet.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not. I mean, even with union benefits, you know, just have Medicaid on it. Just have Medicaid just in case, because you never know when, IATSE does what they do again, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes you're on that Aetna plan, sometimes you're on the BCBS plan, but it just on the cusp of, if the union goes down, just have Medicaid because you never know, or
Mm-hmm.
marketplace health insurance, which is the same thing as Medicaid, right?
Yeah.
Market
Yeah.
If you have marketplace health insurance, you're paying for health insurance in your state, no different from Medicaid. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
no different. And that and it's the same thing. It's gonna get It's not Medicaid because I pay for it.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Okay. If you say that now, come back to me in like a couple months, probably. We'll give it a couple months,
Yeah.
right? Get your checkups. Get your checkups now. Make sure you don't have any ailments. Make sure you go to Canada and get EpiPens and shit like that. Because
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Right.
listen,
Right.
man, listen. That what else is happening? I guess if you're a waiter or waitress or you work at a pizza shop or a mom and pop brick and mortar place and you like your tips, well, those don't get taxed. Um,
So what happens
I
if you get
guess
paid in? What happens if you get tips in Cash App? Okay. Just asking questions. Just asking. I'm just asking questions. Okay.
you still
All
have
right.
to
I don't know anything. I'm just asking questions, bruh.
you still have to write that in taxes. Joe Biden, Joe, Sleepy Joe made sure that your cash apps are tax or in your tax forms, still in your tax forms. So, I mean, what else? Solar, so green energy, so solar energy, all that other shit. That goes bye bye. Not doing it. Okay.
Mhm.
So if you have solar panels now, they don't get affected. If
Okay.
you're in certain states that do have commissions and rebates on solar panels and you get
Uh-huh.
money, so my house has solar panels and we get money every month. We're good. That's fine. Solar panels be making a few $100s a month, right? And that helps. And I'm just like, cool. So we're not going to be affected by it. But for those who want to buy into solar energy or look into solar energy, yeah, you might have trouble with that. Those who are invested in solar companies and all that other stuff, you're gonna have a little bit of problems with that, right?
Mhm.
Uh, what else? Yeah, well, drill baby drill. That's what Donald Trump was about. Drill baby drill.
Yep. Yep.
Latinos, y'all on the clock, okay? just know if you talking, because I be seeing a lot of a lot of Hispanics now. They don't got that bravado anymore.
No, they quiet. They
They're
quiet.
mighty quiet. What's that? What's that meme? Latinos been real quiet since that since
They
this
really
since
have
the
been.
drop.
Listen, all the auction places out here, desolate,
They've been
desolate.
real silent. They've
Yeah.
been real silent since that whole ice dropped. Latinos looking real silent right now. Damn. Shit. What else? Yeah, we're 3 point. I think what is it? 3.3 trillion in debt now. We ain't never getting out. Never getting out of that. I think it's either 3.3 or something. There's $1 trillion into the deficit. We're never getting out. Okay, and I think more or less it kind of speaks to, I guess, a 1980s Trump, right?
Mhm.
I'll say this. This is a 1980s Trump. He wants America to be nostalgic. I guess he's a nostalgic guy, and I get it. Um, this was during a time when he was on his peak. He was at his peak when he was in New York City, just taking over any apartment he can.
Mhm.
He again, he's an apartment. He's a building tycoon. So I get it, but we're never go like Pandora's box has been opened on this country so much so that why would you like we're never going back, bro. Like we're not like you are only like he's only going to be around for 3 more years. And then after that there will be we're swinging back to the left. Okay? I want you to be well endowed. Although I am an independent, I understand that we're going to swing right back to the left. Okay? Right back.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, but it's going to be right back to the left and they're going to punish a lot of you, right? You think Trump is punishing you. Wait until the Democrats get back in. All right? They going to make you regret even living, okay? But that's beside the point.
We are currently $37 trillion in debt. 37 trillion.
Oh yeah, we're never getting out.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh no, and again, I don't understand. Like the whole thing about the whole big beautiful bill is that it adds to the deficit, and I'm like, so what was Elon Musk doing in Doge anyway? Like, why did you make Doge if you were going to add to the deficit?
I'm still waiting on people to get their Doge checks. Like,
Yeah, are we getting them? Are we getting them $5,000 Doge checks?
yeah,
Because
that's not gonna
I
happen.
can use that right now. I said $5,000. Did we get the Doge check yet? I'm a still. I'm. I should. That should be a shirt. Did you get the Doge check yet? Did that Doge check hit? Because oh, how cooked are we? Just how cooked are we? I don't know, man. Wait. Hold on a second. How are we going to swing back to the left if Democrats don't even know if they want to be Democrats, socialists, or communists? I don't know. Ask Zorhan.
Good
Ask
question.
Zorhan Mandani or whatever the fuck his name is.
Oh, so that was just for the primaries of New York, right? So it's not the official.
No, he's not official yet. He has to go up against Eric Adams.
And he's okay. I thought he was going to step down and not rerun, but he decided to rerun. Wow. Okay.
Eric
Okay.
Adams, dumbass, decides to rerun, and we
So
all know that
who do you think is going to win?
Zorhan.
Really?
Yeah,
A Muslim?
that Muslim. If they did it in Hoboken, New Jersey, they're gonna do it in New York City
Okay. Okay.
because they already have. I mean, he's not even Muslim. He's a sheik. That's a different type of Muslim. And in Hoboken, he's the mayor. A sheik is the mayor of Hoboken.
Wow.
I want people to know this. I want people
Well,
to
you
know
know
this.
what? We can't be surprised because once they start letting black folk be mayors of cities, then the floodgates
Who's
were
that?
open. We've had black men mayors, women mayors. Why would anybody be surprised at a Muslim at this point?
Yeah, but again, Cuomo dodged. Well, Cuomo, he can see. I mean, yeah, he can win. He can still win a general election, but he got endorsed by Bill Clinton. So who's really gonna trust Cuomo at this point?
Okay,
I wouldn't.
gotcha,
But again,
gotcha.
even if Zorhan does get in, it'd be like a whole AOC thing. Like she's gonna promise all these other things and all this, and then when she gets into office, it never happens.
Mm-hmm.
And again, with Eric Adams, excuse me, during the pandemic, he was the guy going all about, oh well, we welcome the illegals that are coming from Texas up to New York City, and well that aged well.
Mm-hmm.
that that aged very well because then Eric Adams then comes out with, well, New York has a brand, and when people see it, it means something. It means
Mm-hmm.
nothing today to be in New York City. In fact, I can't. I will. The last day, my last day of New York, I will pull down my pants and tell New York to kiss my black ass because I'm not coming back. Okay,
Right.
these are the same Eric Adams who said that, give me your child, your poor, your huddled masses, but not in my backyard.
Right.
Okay. He literally said that. And then all the other people started complaining when they started putting all the illegal immigrants in elementary schools. Okay. Same people. And I saw
Okay.
them at the bus loads at the Port Authority bus terminal. I take the Port Authority bus terminal every day, and I saw all the immigrants, all of them. Okay, getting free health checkups, people giving them food and all that, having parades for them. Then when it became a problem in their neighborhood, then Eric Adams gets looked at, and then he wants to say bring them on back. Then he gets looked at as like then he gets indicted because he doesn't want to be a part of the Democrats anymore. It-
Hmm.
New York City is a shithole. Okay, New York State is a shithole. Okay, listen, listen, Ciova. I know you from New York, but nigga, I've been to New York City. I've been in all 5 boroughs plus New York State. Okay, I drive all around New York State. You cannot tell me that where are my tax dollars going? I'm like, nigga, you ever been to Yonkers? Where are my tax dollars going? You've
Well,
been to White Plains. Where are my tax dollars going? You've
well,
been to
maybe this is not a fair question to ask you, but I would like to ask the average New Yorker: do they feel like New York is going to shit?
Oh, of course, man.
Okay,
Yes.
well, okay, maybe let me.
Oh, okay. As a person from Jersey, and I've lived in Brooklyn. Yes, I've lived in Brooklyn since 2015, 2016. So I was during. I was a. I'm not saying I was a part of the gentrification, but I was in it, so I understand it.
Mhm.
You know,
Okay,
man,
but
Terrytown. You know, like man, you seen the rents for Terrytown?
well, here's my question to anybody in the chat. Silva, any well-to-do New Yorker, do you feel like New York is spiraling out of control? Like, are you, you know what I'm saying? Like, I guess I'm asking any well-to-do New Yorker, do you feel like it's going in the toilet?
It's over.
See,
Stop asking Jersey
see what
people
you
about the
see what you
NYC.
started.
They're lucky we let them all use the path.
See what you
Nigga, you
started.
lucky. Nigga, you lucky. Nigga, you lucky you get to use NJ Transit to come over here and talk all that shit.
That's funny.
You lucky we still link. You lucky we still link to the fucking.
Yo,
Lucky.
the time I drove through
You
New
lucky.
York,
You lucky the Holland Tunnel hasn't broken down yet.
the time I drove through New York, it was like 3 years ago. I never went through so many tolls in my life. Like it was ridiculous. It was ridiculous.
I said, man, look, listen. If the GWB, the Lincoln Tunnel, and the Holland Tunnel go down today, nigga, I'm making sure my ass is not in New York State. and make sure them Staten Island ferries don't work either. Make sure them Staten Island ferries don't cross the Bayonne border. Don't start this shit. Yeah, we got Jersey niggas got smoke. Make sure you don't make sure the Bayonne Bridge don't work neither. Make sure you don't cross. Make sure no. Staten Island. Make sure that cross is barred from it too.
Oh
All right,
goodness.
Bayonne, New Jersey. Hell no, you ain't getting in, nigga. We making sure we gonna have that checkpoint. Where are you from? Brooklyn? Where you from? Manhattan? Yeah, I bring your ass back.
That's funny.
Yeah, Jersey niggas got smoke, bro. What? You okay? Take the Nets. Take the Nets. We didn't want them anyway. Damn, this became an East Coast smoke street. This became an East Coast smoke street, but it shouldn't have. I'm sorry. Holy shit! All right. No, enough East Coast smoke. All right. What's next on the? All right. After the big beautiful bill and that turned left, studio AI. So I guess for the studio. Okay, so I got an email like probably a week ago about from IATSE about AI, and they were talking to us about how we should call Congress. Well, there's a lot of stuff going on with IATSE right now, but the main one was about AI, and they said that if this bill passes, AI can run rampant within the entertainment industry for the next 10 years. And I say to that, well, this would be a good time for a lot of people who are artists to go independent, and I'm just saying, I guess for lack of better words, it's inevitable that AI will eventually come into every industry and just shit all over everybody. But I guess in the grand scheme of things, yeah, it's gonna hit a lot of people hard in the entertainment industry, because even right now there have been a lot of closures on Broadway. Okay. No, I got a lot of New York smoke. Yeah. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, bro. Yo, nigga, Broadway. You cannot tell me nothing that I don't know about Broadway, because nigga, I work in it in New York City in Midtown, okay, they have been having problems because Midtown wants to also have casinos. Okay, casinos in Midtown. They are saying that. I have gotten emails from IATSE about, hey, if you are a stagehand in Broadway or up and coming stagehand in Broadway, make yourself known to the rally. I guess maybe a week or two ago,
Mm-hmm.
that is saying to New York City, hey, we're gonna put casinos in Midtown, which would kill, which would literally murk Broadway because everybody's gonna gamble.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
You
I
don't
would.
think the traffic wouldn't trickle over to Broadway at all, or it wouldn't be worth?
No,
Wow.
no,
Okay.
because like I said, I'm like, okay, you think about it like this. I'm trying to hold my tongue on the New York smoke. I'm trying to hold my tongue, but I can't. I was like, ugh. You got to pay that congestion price, right? I'm thinking about it from a New York state of mind, right? You got to pay that congestion price, which Seova doesn't want to talk about, right? You got to pay that price, or not even that. You got to pay that almost close to $3 price on the MTA. And let's face it, nobody gonna pay that Omni price. Okay, I know that nobody gonna pay that Omni price because they're gonna get rid of the MTA card soon. Okay, that's coming down the pipe. All right, you gonna put your bank account on that Omni device. Okay, which I'm not going to do. Okay, not happening. Then on top of that, then you got to think about the prices of food in New York City, which is damn near expensive. No one's
Mm.
paying those prices. Touring, touring in New York City has gone way down. Okay, it's a fucking ghost town every time I'm in Midtown. Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes, if not most times. Now, Seova has something different to say, right? Yo, Seova, we gotta hash some shit out, man. We gotta hash some shit out, man. Seova, if you're gonna have a stream, an East Coast stream, just let me know, man. We gonna chop it up. But then on top of that, tickets nowadays are going up for $2, $3, $500 a ticket, right? If you're trying to get the best seats, a grand top, like 1,500 to $2,000 tops. You're paying rent prices to see a show for 2 hours. So at a certain point, you also got to understand that during the pandemic and even after the pandemic, Broadway has taken a huge, huge nosedive since then. And now they still haven't recovered. I've heard from somebody that a lot of shows do not make their revenue back, right? It's like almost close to like $200,000-$300,000 they get back, and they're spending million, and they're saying to donors to give them millions of dollars, and the only way Broadway survives is if the donors keep on donating to Broadway. Although, yes, I will say Broadway is an institution, and without Broadway, niggas like bitches be selling ass on 42nd Street again. Okay, let's be real clear. Let's be real clear. If it wasn't for that, bitches would still be sex workers be on that strip all day, 24/7. Okay, got it. But now Broadway is having trouble putting asses in seats. Okay, so what is New York City to do? They're gonna put casinos in because people make money.
That's That's interesting. Plan of action.
Wow. I mean, it's gonna hurt it's gonna hurt Broadway, but I would think for a lot of people. I mean, you got AI, people threatening AI on the industry, and then people moving out of the state. I mean, for me, I'm going to Texas. I mean, that's just it is what it is. I just see what's coming around the corner from. I mean, again, I'm a part of Broadway, so I understand that you have to find your next available source of income. And again, the South is popping right now. So it'd be best to go over there.
Mm-hmm.
Why stay up north if you know that you're surviving just another day?
Mm-hmm.
Not good enough for me. I mean, I'll pal around with a few of my guys, but to be fair, you know, I get I get for some people, oh, I make more money here in New York, but are you saving that money?
Mm-hmm.
9 times out of 10, you're not. So there you go. So I guess the AI thing for the studios, it's inevitable. And I guess to that program that you were using, I guess give it time before people can, I guess, compete on a level of Hollywood. But even then, I would say it's going to take a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I would say, I mean, what AI is still in its infancy, but it's getting to a point where, yeah, that shit's getting scary.
Right.
So you got that. Damn, I
Okay.
had one
Okay.
more topic. What was the last topic I had, man? Or did I
Uh,
just? What did I,
I think we burned. I think we burned through them all.
I think,
Big
yeah, I think
Beautiful
we did.
Bill,
Did I
Diddy
did Big
Studio,
Bill,
Jason.
AI thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, oh, yeah, yep. Okay, yeah, yeah. So, yeah, man. Yeah, I know that. Listen, man. Yeah. So, yeah, yeah, man. So that's all I got, man. Happy July 4th to everybody.
Yeah. 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 Well, I
Yeah,
guess I'm
yeah,
a.
man. Look, see, oh,
I guess I'm
oh,
gonna run
man.
outside and go dodge fireworks and bottle rockets and shit. So
Oh,
yeah.
dude, man. In Jersey, they dude, the fireworks were going off. My dog screaming and all that. I'm like, dude, man, like, damn. Ever since they said, fireworks are legal in Jersey, people just been doing the most. Doing the most. Sly bringing back the New York slander segment on the street. Oh man, look, listen. Yeah, even East Coast niggas know. Okay, those who frequent New York City, those who work in New York City, don't bring up. No, no, I don't want to hear anything about Hawthorne, New York. I don't want to hear anything about Buffalo. I don't want to hear anything about Terrytown. I don't want to hear anything about Islip. I don't want to hear nothing about. Damn, I don't want to hear about Ernie, Elmira. What was that? Florida, New York. I want to hear about Newburgh. Goddamn, Orange County. Don't no, nah, no. I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear nothing about Fire Island. I don't want to hear nothing.
That's
I don't want to hear
funny.
nothing about the Hamptons. Oh nah, man. Nah, places. Man, look. So I was going up to Buffalo, right? Tell me why. Tell me why I'm going into like deep farmland, right?
Mm-hmm.
Deep farmland. Jones B. Oh man, come on, man. Man. Yo, tell me why, man. I went into this small town, right? And I'm just, I had to look for gas, man, right? And it was like almost an hour from Buffalo. Nigga,
Mm-hmm.
I saw, nigga, I will never lie to you. I saw a fucking Confederate, niggas had Confederate flags and shit. I'm just like, hey, yo, let me get up out of here. I was like, it's still daylight. Let me get my black ass on.
Mm-hmm.
That happens in upstate New York, dude. I ain't gonna listen. Oh, man, look. Yeah, Syracuse, Albany, man, look. Yeah, Buffalo way different. Yeah, man, look. They got the you can actually, when it snows,
Mm-hmm.
like in this, like when you go up to Buffalo and you going into the farmland, you can
Mm-hmm.
actually ride a snowmobile. You can,
Mm-hmm.
like, I didn't know that. You can actually ride a snowmobile to certain places.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I mean, yeah, Buffalo, you can definitely bring home a white girl. Yeah, but that's the only city. But I will say this: when going into Buffalo, so like I went, downtown Buffalo. Not listen, downtown Buffalo different. Listen, downtown Buffalo, just roll them up, man. Just roll the windows up. Make sure your doors are locked. Make sure like, yo, man, because I saw the urban folk, man. The urban folk in Buffalo, man. I'm like, different breed, bro. They give New York City niggas a run for their money, man. Like they man. I'm just saying. I mean, you across the pond from what, Toronto? So, I mean, you got that going on. So, I mean, yeah. Like I said, man, yeah, I think maybe I should bring that back. If you got any more New York people coming on, yeah, yeah. Schenectady, oh man, yeah, Schenectady, oh man,
Hey, I got a cousin in
oh man,
Schenectady.
man, Schenectady, oh man, I had to go to man, the Proctors. I had to go to the Proctors Theater up in Schenectady. I had to do a delivery in Schenectady. Man, look, when I tell you, man, shit, I'll tell you this, man. I say this, man. Listen. I'm no snow bunny chaser, but when I tell you, man, some of these Schenectady women have some big fucking asses. I tell you, man, I'm like, yeah, let me get my black ass up out of here, man. Let me get up out of here before. Nah, man, I ain't trying to go down that. Nah. All right, it's 11:31. I'm gonna take my ass to bed. It was nice. It was nice talking, Sly. I'll see you in 2 weeks.
All right, brother. Have a good one.
All right, man. Peace.
Peace. All right, y'all. That's two for two. I'm gonna go for a walk. I may come back for a super late stream. Don't hold me to that. So with that being said, happy 4th of July, everybody. Until then, I bid you all adieu. Peace.